Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave, and today we're going to be looking at 5 players Liverpool should sign in January. This content, of course, is sponsored by Football Index. If you haven't checked out their app, the link is in the description below, so go and give that a little play with. A lot of fun. And of course, Statman Dave, subscribe if you are new. You know what time it is, I know what time it is. Let's get this party started. So before we dive into the players, if we take a look at Liverpool's squad, I think there's only 2 potential areas that they could strengthen, bringing in a goal-scoring striker and a centre-back to go on to win the Premier League. First up is Timo Werner. Timo Werner's playing style is similar to Jamie Vardy, a pressing forward who's capable of playing as a striker on the left, at number 10 and on the right. In defence, he presses like a wild animal. In attack, he looks to make runs in behind the defence or pulls wide and dribbles at his opponent. But in the transition is where his similarities with Vardy is most obvious, constantly running in the channels as soon as possession is won. In RB Leipzig's 4-2-2-2, Werner plays as a left striker. The shape evolves in possession with the 2 wide playmakers moving inside. This allows Werner to consistently make those runs in behind the defence, looking to get on the end of Emil Forsberg's through balls or long balls from the back. Werner's pace and direct running has made him a constant threat to Bundesliga defenders, scoring 45 goals in 3 seasons at RB Leipzig. Under Hasenhüttl, Leipzig were relentless with their pressing, so Werner would be a seamless fit into Jurgen Klopp's gegenpressing style. He's made 89 tackles in the last 3 Bundesliga seasons, which are real good defensive numbers for a centre-forward. But where would he fit in? He'd be a more clinical option than Sadio Mane on the left wing, or a more pacey option through the middle instead of Firmino. Or Jurgen Klopp could go to the 4-2-3-1 and play Werner as the striker, Mane on the left, Firmino at number 10 and Salah on the right. And Timo Werner is a massive talent. Expect him to move to one of the big clubs in Europe. If you want to sort of cash in on that move, download Football Index. The link is in the description below. On their app, you can buy and sell players like a bit of a stock market, and Timo Werner would be a cracking investment right now. You get him now before he makes the move, there's going to be more news, thus his value is going to increase, and everybody is a winner, baby. Again, Football Index is in the link in the description below, so go and give that a download and play along with Statman Dave. Let's move on to the second player in this list, and that is Yousef Paulson. Similar to Werner, Paulson would easily fit in Klopp's gegenpress. The Danish centre-forward is one of the most hard-working strikers in European football. A different option to Werner, who is more about pace, Paulson is more of a target man. He contests on average 9.6 aerial duels per game in the Bundesliga this season, winning 4.9. At Leipzig, he is the perfect counter-pressing player. If they want to go long from the back to initiate the press, he's either going to win it and flick it onto Werner, there's a goal-scoring opportunity there, or just start the press. A classic Leipzig goal is for Paulson and Werner to press their opponents, forcing them into a pass into midfield, which is usually intercepted. They look for a through ball, then a goal. Could either be to Werner or, of course, to Yousef Paulson. He's quick, has a good touch, likes to play first-time passes, can finish with both feet. He's got it all to be a complete forward for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Let's move on to another centre-forward, and that is Maxie Gomes, who's been likened to compatriot Luis Suarez for his style, but maybe more similar to Edison Cavani, a penalty box striker who is good with his head. Last season, Gomes was deadly with his head, scoring 9 goals from just 26 efforts with the noggin. A crazy conversion rate of 35%, a rate better than Cristiano Ronaldo, Mario Mandzukic, but not quite Marouane Fellaini. He's a powerful forward capable of holding off defenders and dribbling. His body shape is quite interesting. He's a tall player but has got a stocky build. Uses that to hold up the ball before threading through balls, and could do that for both Mane and Mo Salah at Liverpool. But Klopp will have to mould Maxie Gomes into a hard-working striker. Gomes has only made 4 tackles in 16 La Liga games this season. We'll have to make far more playing for Liverpool. So let's move on to defensive options. Abdul Diallo from Borussia Dortmund could be a good option at centre-back and left-back. Whilst Liverpool have the best defensive record in the Premier League, they lack cover in central defence. Joe Gomez and Virgil Van Dijk have formed a formidable partnership, but their stand-in defenders, Joel Matip and Dejan Lovren, leave a lot to be desired. Enter Borussia Dortmund's Diallo. Mainly a centre-back, the young Frenchman has minutes though at left-back in both the Bundesliga and the Champions League this season. A confident ball-playing defender. Diallo averages 73.3 passes per game in all competitions this season. That's more than any Liverpool defender. He's also completed 13 dribbles from centre-back in the Bundesliga, which is more than any central defender in Liga, La Liga, the Bundesliga and the Premier League. Diallo is also a fantastic tackler and has won 95% of his tackles in the Bundesliga. A success rate only bettered by Virgil van Dijk. Diallo would be an improvement on Joe Gomez at centre-back with his passing ability and driving runs, but could also deputise for Andy Robertson at left fullback. Signing Diallo, if only to push Dejan Lovren down the pecking order, would be great business for Liverpool. And finally, Eder Milito, a player capable of playing right-back and centre-back. He's got a similar build to Koulibaly, lanky and powerful, but will definitely fill out. A defender first, Milito loves a challenge and has won 95% of his tackles in the Portuguese league this season. A cover defender who excels at defending wide, either dealing with direct through balls into the channels or using his pace to recover into a goal side position. His athleticism makes him the perfect cover defender and would allow Liverpool's fullbacks to attack. Despite being only 6'1", Milito has a great leap and is very good in the air, winning 67% of his aerial duels. A stat comparable to Giorgio Chiellini, Mats Hummels or even Sergio Ramos. With Virgil van Dijk and Eder Milito, you've got a classic stopper-cover combo. He'd also be a defensive option at right-back, which would allow Klopp to play Joe Gomez at centre-back and Eder Milito at right full-back. But anyway, guys, make sure, of course, to smash that like button because this has been a corker of a video. Check out Football Index, a link is in the description below. And if you're watching Jurgen, I expect a check in the post. If you've enjoyed this content, why not check out my playlist of predictions? We're talking Champions League and Premier League, or alternatively, if you like your tactics, what is a great playlist about all types of tactical roles around the world of football.